What's going on, guys? It's me, it's Brian. I know we're excited, and we got Aces, right? Your name is Aces.
I'm Aces.
And we are worth the download. We're not going to put that there, are we?
No.
Okay, so today we're doing an album review of a band called Seether. We haven't heard from them for a while, and their album, it's called Poison the Parish.
Yes, it is.
Wow, it took me so hard to actually do that. Anyways, we haven't heard about Seether in a while. Last time I remember listening to any type of Seether song is with Amy Lee. And that's how I know I'm a big fan. So we'll go to you.
So, I mean, Seether, yeah, they've been kind of in and out of the game for a while. I think they did actually come out with an album a couple of years ago. And then they had like a greatest hits album that came out like not too long ago either. I think a couple years before that or something like that. But to be honest, like I think the last time that I've really listened to anything like really from Seether was back in the same sort of time, early 2000s, when they did that collab with Amy Lee. And for some reason, I don't know why I thought that they were together. The singer is Seether with Amy Lee. I thought they were an item.
Yeah.
But after we looked it up today, clearly I was wrong, and I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it's because they did the collab in the song. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. The point is that they got a new album, Poison the Parish, and I think it was what I expected it to be. But I don't know like where you're coming from, because I know like you probably didn't listen to as much Seether as I have. So I'm curious to hear what you thought about it.
Well, like Seether, so when I was listening to back in the day with Amy Lee, and I thought that was a really good hit. I forgot what the name of the song in particular. Broken, exactly. And just the whole mixture of having his voice and her was just a really good balance. Now we have, now we're minusing her, and is this album what to expect it from what he produced back then? I say kind of. Only because I haven't really heard anything in between, right? But is this guy is his project in particular really good music? I would say not amazing. I wasn't completely blown away. I thought the beginning of it was really good, and then it got a little, I don't know. I think a lot of their songs were kind of similar. I thought maybe they can probably cut down a lot of what you call filler songs. Mm-hmm. They probably got rid of some of them. And you were mentioning, and then when I heard it the first time too, I thought of the same thing, that he kind of sounded a little bit Nickelback-y.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then but it was weird, because especially when he went from acoustic to rock, that was something Nickelback did in their band, right? I really like his voice though, very country type sounding. I don't know, for me,
country rocky sort of.
Well, not country rock. It's not country rock, but his voice. I can say that if he were to decide to do country music, it would sound pretty bomb. That's just a personal opinion, I guess. But yeah.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from in terms of the sound of the album. Going into this album, I've listened to a variety of different Seether tracks and stuff like that, and so going into this album, I was just curious as to whether it was going to be something different or whether it was going to be just more of the same. And I think it's kind of what you were saying. It's a little bit just more of the same. Just kind of standard sort of metal tracks. What I find with this type of metal, or just I call it pop metal, because it's very kind of almost formulaic to a T, where you're gonna have either an acoustic sort of intro to a track, and then it's gonna come in with heavy guitars, or it's just gonna start off with a cool little riff, and it's gonna break into a standard chorus, and then kind of come back and forth. And so it was kind of like that formula for every track, other than you're gonna have a couple of tracks where they do more the acoustic thing, where they do more just acoustic and vocals throughout the whole thing, kind of broken with with Amy Lee, but there was nothing about this album that stood out to me or was anything new. I guess it was just more of the same. So it's not that I didn't like some of the tracks. I still found myself kind of going along with it, and I liked some of the heavier tracks, and I got along. It just that it just became kind of stagnant, right? Well, there was no. It started here and it ended here. There wasn't much of a dynamic when it came to the whole album. So I know exactly what you mean when it comes to it's more of the same, nothing really new. So it wasn't anything that blew me away by any means. No, for sure. So if you were going to give this album a rating then out of 5, what would you give it?
See, out of 5, the thing is, I actually thought it was alright, but it wasn't something I would always keep on my phone. Mm-hmm. Again, I thought it started out well, and then it kind of went lost in my way. So for me, it's just barely a pass. So I'm going to say probably not even 3, a 2.9.
2.9?
Yeah, just
just under 3.
Just to be rude.
Just to be rude?
Just to be rude, yeah.
All right. Well, for me, I think I'm going to give it a little bit more, just because, like I said, the first few tracks, and there's some of the heavier tracks, I still got myself going to them. But like I said, like because it wasn't anything groundbreaking or anything like that, I'll give it a 3.5. Just because it was enjoyable enough for me to give it a listen if you're a Seether fan and everything else. I think you'll enjoy the album. It's just more of what you can expect from them. Nothing like groundbreaking. Like I said, nothing new. So I'll give it like I said, like a 3.5 broken hearts.
Broken hearts
out of 5. Yeah. So,
hilarious.
What are we going to be doing next week?
Well, next week we're going to do an artist that, for me personally, was the reason why I started listening to rock, and I'm actually excited. Well, they kind of didn't do well in the past couple albums, but Linkin Park is creating an album, so now I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do. So I'm excited. They're going to keep into their electronical pop sound rock, or they're going to go back to their... I don't know. I don't even know what to expect, to be honest with you. But yeah, Linkin Park, we're going to release an album.
Yeah, so make sure you guys subscribe so you guys know when we drop that review. And again, guys, don't forget that we're also doing little mini 60-second reviews on our Instagram page. So if you haven't had a chance to, make sure you follow us at WorthTheDL. And so you guys can catch up with those. And I guess it wraps it up for this week. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Don't forget our Spaceballs. Or Facebook. Fuck.